Okay, this is Calvin with the Universe or You and I verse. This is a verse dedicated to every living being and non-living beings as well. You know, because everything that God created has a soul, believe it or not. Anywho, last time, and did I just say I apologize for not being here last week? I don't know if I did, but if I didn't, I do apologize for not being here last week, and I'm really, really happy to be back. Okay, and the last time that I talked, I said that the verse was Ezra 6:15, when in reality it's Ezra 5:15. So that was Ezra 5:15, and my sister pointed that out to me. And the verse went and said unto him, take these vessels, go carry them into the temple that is in Jerusalem, and let the house of God be built in his place. And I said that I didn't know what the vessels were. Well, I found out what they were. They were golden ornaments, and just gold stuff like the communion material and all that kind of stuff. And I guess they had a few edifices that they had, but it was a lot of gold. And what had happened is that when they went to I mean, while they were in Jerusalem, they owned that stuff, and then they moved out. The people did, the Israelites did, and it was taken from them. And so the one king was Cyrus, and the other was Darius, and Darius took their stuff. And so when he got conquered, or whatever the case may be, the Israelites went back to Jerusalem, and the king at that time, Darius, or was it Cyprus, whatever it was, he allowed them to go get their stuff and bring it back to Jerusalem. So that was what the vessels were. And then what we talked about was the fact that wherever we are, God is. So it's His place, and we're supposed to build a temple to Him in that place. And that temple is not one of stone, but one of a consciousness that all this is God's. He's given me access to it, and I'm going to use it for God, not for self necessarily. But when you use it for God, you're using it for self. And so that was basically the premise, that everywhere we go, wherever it might be, understand that this is God's place, and we need to treat it accordingly. We need to treat everything in that place accordingly. Okay. So now we're going to get to today's, and I'm going to open the book. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to point right here. And that's the setting of the next chapter. So I'm going to have to go do this again. Point here. Oh, this is Luke 11, verse 4. Luke 11, verse 4. And what it says is, and forgive us our sins, for we also forgive everyone that is indebted to us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Y'all know that's the Lord's Prayer, right? A part of it. Yeah. And so forgive us our sins, for we also forgive everyone that is indebted to us. And that's something, because the basis of that is that treat us like we treat others. You know what I mean? If we are asking you to forgive us for our sins, and we still are treating others in the way we don't want to be treated, then how can we expect to be treated in the way we want to be treated? And we're not treating others in that way, you know. So again, and forgive us our sins, for we also forgive everyone that is indebted to us. And then it says, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. So that kind of, like, I think is a summation of the prayer, in a sense, and that sense being that it's basically saying, always treat people like you want to be treated. And then when you want something for yourself, it will automatically be given to you because of what you have done. And so forgive us our sins, for we also forgive everyone that is indebted to us. And that's, I think, something of very importance. Forgiveness is very important. And in fact, fact of the matter is, how can you forgive somebody else if you haven't forgiven yourself? And how can you be forgiven if you're continuing to do things to other people? And so basically, it's like, the golden rule: treat others like you want to be treated, and everything will work out all right. You know what I mean? And then lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And what we're asking basically is that check me when I'm getting ready to do something that I don't have no business doing. Remind me of it. That Calvin, this ain't cool. You know what I mean? And the fact of the matter is, once we are not led into temptation, or we hear that we're getting ready to do something that's not of God's will, you know, that's God checking us. We're being checked. Calvin, that ain't cool. Why you gonna do it? You know, and God uh will not lead us into temptation, but He will help us to get out of temptation. Because you got to be tempted to do something before you do it, right? And so if we aren't tempted, then we can't do it. You know what I mean? And so we don't want to be tempted, and we want to be delivered from evil. But that one follows the other. If you're not tempted to do evil, then you're going to be delivered from the evil that you had first intended to do, right? Or you had thought about doing. And so it's really very simple. And so many times I think we consider the things that we do, and after having done them, the devil made us do it, or I wasn't in a good space at that time, or uh, I knew after I had done it that it was wrong. And no, y'all, let's stop that. We know the difference between right and wrong. And God told us, I'm not going to just put it in words in the Bible and you can read the Bible every day. I'm going to put it in your heart. So there's no excuse for anything you've done that's not in accordance with God's will. And you know that. You already know that. So don't do it. Right? Yeah. And that ain't easy. It ain't easy for me. I didn't talk to y'all last week, and I could have. I could have gotten myself to not to talk, but I wasn't feeling it, and so I didn't do it. And that wasn't fair to me. It wasn't fair to you. So we have those times, and I'm not. I've forgiven myself. I didn't do nothing wrong as far as I'm concerned. It wasn't in accordance with God's will, but it wasn't wrong because my intent wasn't wrong. You know what I mean? But today I'm back, and I wasn't tempted today not to come back. All right. And so I'm saying that you ain't got to do what I do, but I'm gonna tell you what I do. And you can make a choice as to whether to follow that credo or not. It's up to you. But again, I'm glad to be back. Thank y'all for being here. And I'll see you the next time. All right. Hey, and I can't with comfort say happy 4th of July because we ain't free yet. But to all y'all free people and everybody else, happy 4th of July. All right, y'all have a really good day today because I'm sure it's gonna be some barbecue. And have a good day tomorrow when you're gonna be off from work, and then when you go back, have a good week. All right, I'll see y'all.